Hello students, today we will discuss about surface chemistry. This deals about the surface process like adsorption, catalysis, colloids, rusting, electrode process, crystallization, etc. Now first we will see about adsorption. 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 Assume solid, assume solid. This is solid. It is exposed to gas phase. The solid is exposed to gas phase. These are gaseous molecules. These are gaseous molecules. Here, this is solid phase. This is gaseous phase. This is common boundary between these two phases. Two phases. Such common boundary is known as surface. 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 What is surface? Surface is a common boundary between two phases. It is also called as interface. 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 Now, these gas molecules are sticking to the solid surface. That phenomena is known as adsorption. Adsorption. Gaseous molecules. These are the gaseous molecules sticking to solid surface. Solid surface. Gas. So, this phenomena is known as adsorption. 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 Here, solid is called as adsorbent. Adsorbent. Gas is called adsorbate. Adsorbate. What is adsorbent? What is adsorbate? We will see. Adsorbate is a substance that adsorbs at the surface. Substance adsorbs at surface is known as adsorbate. Substance on whose surface, substance on whose surface adsorption takes place is known as adsorbent. Usually, condensed phases like solid, liquids act as adsorbents. Example for adsorbents: charcoal, silica gel, alumina gel, etc. Adsorbate. Adsorbate may be gas or liquid. Example, any gas like H2, N2, or water vapors. Now we will see what is the exact definition of adsorption. It is process of accumulation of adsorbate over on the surface of adsorbent. The process of accumulation of adsorbate on the surface of adsorbent is known as adsorption. These are adsorbate molecules. These adsorbate molecules are accumulated over the adsorbent surface. That is known as adsorption. Now we'll see the representation of adsorption. Here, gas molecules adsorbed over solid surface. So in between, this is adsorbate, this is adsorbent. In between these two, slash is there to denote surface. Surface. This is the representation of adsorption. Now we will see one more term which is quite opposite to adsorption. That is desorption. 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 Desorption, which means removal of adsorbate from the surface of adsorbent, which is reverse process of adsorption. See, these adsorbate molecules are removed from this adsorbent surface, then process is known as desorption. Now, we'll see an important term which is related to adsorption, that is absorption. Let us assume a solid. Here, absorbed substance penetrate into the solid, entered inside of the solid and uniformly distributed. Hence, this absorption process is known as bulk process, bulk phenomena. Absorption is bulk phenomena, because particles are entered into the bulk and uniformly distributed. Hence, this process is bulk phenomena. Now, see this adsorption. Here, adsorbed particles are only concentrated on the surface, hence adsorption is surface phenomena. Adsorption is surface phenomena. This is the main difference between adsorption and absorption. Now, we'll see one more important difference between adsorption and absorption. Adsorption decreases with time. Adsorption process here, process speed. Adsorption process speed decreases. With the time. Whereas in case of absorption process speed remains same. Remains same with time. Here, adsorption process speed decreases with time. Why? Because adsorption is a surface phenomenon. As time passes, surface available for adsorption becomes less. Hence, adsorption speed decreases with time. But here, particles are entered into the bulk, hence process speed remains same, does not changes with time. This is the one more difference between adsorption and absorption. Example. Example. Water vapors passed over silica gel. Then these water vapors are adsorbed over the surface of silica gel. This is example for adsorption. Now, when water vapors are when water vapors passed over anhydrous calcium chloride, then these water vapors are entered inside of the calcium chloride and absorption takes place. This is absorption example. Now we'll see one more term, that is sorption. 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 Here, both adsorption and absorption simultaneously takes place. Both absorption and adsorption simultaneously takes place. Both adsorption and absorption simultaneously at a time takes place. Simultaneously takes place. Example for this: sponge placed in water. Sponge placed in water. Sponge placed in water. Yeah, one more term is there, that is occlusion. Occlusion, it is related with the sorption only. Occlusion, it is related with the sorption. Actually, it is special case under sorption. Occlusion is nothing but sorption of a gas on solid. So a sorption of a gas by solid. Example: H2 gas in contact of finely divided palladium. This is about adsorption, absorption, and sorption. These are three important terms. Now, we will see the mechanism of adsorption. Under this heading, we will see what is the reason behind of the adsorption and some important aspects of adsorption. Let us assume a metal. These are the metal atoms. If we consider this metal atom, here 4 valencies are there around the metal atom. This metal atom utilizes these 3 valencies. First, we will see what is valency. Valency is the combining capacity of an element. This metal atom utilizes these 3 valencies to combine with these 3 metal atoms. But this metal atom not utilizes this valency, hence this is called as free valency. Free valency. We can observe such free valencies here. All these are free valencies. We can observe free valencies only on the surface. When this metal is exposed to gas, let us assume a gas molecules. Yeah, this is a gas molecule. This is a gas molecule. Now, this metal atom utilizes this free valency and combines with this gas molecule. Now, this gas molecule sticks to the metal surface through this by utilizing this free valency. Now, gas molecule sticking to the metal surface, this is nothing but adsorption. This adsorption is due to free valency. Okay. Now, we'll see what is the reason behind of the adsorption over solid surface. Actually, free valency is responsible for adsorption over solid surfaces. Now, we'll see adsorption over liquid surface. Let us consider a liquid. This is a liquid. This is liquid surface. Assume a molecular surface. This is surface molecule. Yeah, this molecule is surface molecule is surrounded by other molecules here, here, here. Okay. These are the attractive forces. These are the attractive forces acting over this surface molecule. These two attractive forces cancel out because these forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. These two cancel out. But this force does not cancel out due to the absence of similar forces here because no more liquid particle above the surface. That's why here no force to balance these. Similarly, these two also not balanced. These forces are called as residual forces or unbalanced forces. Unbalanced. Unbalanced. Unbalanced forces. These are also called as residual. Residual forces. Residual forces. Residual forces. These forces are not cancelled out due to the absence of similar forces above the liquid surface. Such forces are said to be unbalanced forces or residual forces. Now, above the liquid surface, let us assume a gas molecule here. This surface molecule always trying to balance these unbalanced forces. For that purpose, it starts to attract gaseous molecules which are near to the liquid surface. Therefore, attractions are developed between surface molecule and these gas molecules. These attractions balance these unbalanced forces. So this is gas molecule, which is adsorbate, which acts as adsorbate. See here, gas molecules are sticking to the liquid surface. This is nothing but adsorption. This adsorption is due to these unbalanced forces. Therefore, what are the responsible for the adsorption over liquid surface? These unbalanced forces are responsible for adsorption over liquid surface. Therefore, overall, what are they responsible for adsorption? In case of liquid, residual forces. In case of solids, free valencies. Therefore, adsorption is due to residual forces are free valencies on surface. on surface. These are the responsible for adsorption. Now we'll see. As surface increases, these free valencies also increases. As liquid surface increases, residual force. See, surface molecule is having residual forces. Like the surface molecule, other surface molecules also having residual forces. These residual forces are responsible for adsorption. As surface increases, residual forces increases in case of liquid. In case of solids, free valencies are increases. As surface increases, these two number of residual forces and free valencies both are increasing. Therefore, more adsorption takes place. Adsorption increases. Adsorption increases with increasing surface area. With increasing surface area. With increasing surface area. Okay. Now we will see what happens to entropy during adsorption. What is entropy? Entropy is a degree of disorderness, degree of randomness. See, during adsorption, these adsorbate molecules, this is here, this is adsorbate is gas. This gas molecule sticks to the surface, adsorbent surface. Due to this gas molecule not free to move. Therefore, their randomness decreases and entropy also decreases. Therefore, during adsorption, entropy decreases. Entropy decreases. Entropy decreases. Therefore, delta S is negative. Delta S is negative. Now, one more important aspect, that is enthalpy. What happens to enthalpy? Enthalpy also decreases. Now we will see Gibbs equation. Delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. T delta S. After rearranging this equation, we will get delta H is equal to delta G plus T delta S. T delta S. We know that adsorption is a spontaneous process because it takes place on its own without any external help. That's why adsorption is a spontaneous process. For spontaneous process, delta G negative, del S negative, negative. Here, two terms are negative. Resultant of these two terms also negative. Therefore, delta H is negative. It means enthalpy decreasing. Otherwise, exothermic process. Adsorption is exothermic. Very simple. During adsorption, adsorbate molecules are bonded to adsorbent surface. We know that when a bond is formed, energy is released. During adsorption, bond is formed between adsorbate and adsorbent. Hence, energy is released during adsorption. Hence, adsorption is exothermic process. Here we can observe three thermodynamic properties: del G negative, del S negative, del H negative for adsorption process. Now, del G is equal to del H minus T delta S. T delta S. T delta S. We know del H is negative, negative. T delta S is negative. This is negative, this is always positive. Product of these two negative, but minus T delta S is positive. Minus T delta S is positive, positive, positive. Suppose if magnitude of delta H greater than that of T delta S. T delta S. What happens to the sign of del G under this case? If delta H greater than T delta S, delta H is negative term which dominates the positive term. Therefore, resulting sign will be negative. Negative means process is spontaneous. 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 Process to be spontaneous, del H should be greater than that of T delta S. This is true in the very beginning of adsorption. In the very beginning of adsorption, delta H term dominates T delta S term, hence delta G sign will be negative and process is spontaneous. As time passes, del H decreases, del H becomes less, whereas T delta S increases. At a certain moment of time, delta H exactly equals to T delta S, then delta G will be 0. Delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. T delta S. If delta H exactly equals to T delta S, T delta S, then delta H exactly equals to T delta S, negative term exactly equals to positive term. Therefore, these two are equal. Therefore, delta G will be 0. Then process is set to be at equilibrium. Process reaches to equilibrium. At equilibrium. 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 Therefore, if delta H greater than T delta S, delta G sign will be negative. Process is spontaneous. If delta H is equal to T delta S, delta G equals to 0 and process reaches to equilibrium. This is true in the very beginning of adsorption. After certain time, delta H equals to T delta S and delta G equals to 0. Means adsorption proceeds until delta G value reaches to 0. Afterwards, there is no net adsorption. Thank you.